Hi, this is Martin Drummond with Progressive News. It's Sunday, April 28th, 2019. And I just want everybody to understand the full scope of the neoliberal takeover of the media and everything. You know, when I went for years, I supported Obama right up to the end. Even though I knew how fucked up he was, I knew that he was owned by Wall Street, I knew that he was killing innocent people, I knew that he was killing people without a trial. You know, you could at least have some kind of military trial or something and make it available to the people so they can understand why you kill a 15, 16-year-old kid in a drone strike on purpose that's an American citizen, and things like that. Just endless bullshit, right? But I never believed any of the bullshit that the Republicans said, right? Because I was in that same frame of mind. Republicans are evil, Democrats are good. And I used to hear this constantly. No, they're both bad. I was like, but no, I'm a Democrat. You're saying I'm bad. Well, the truth is that liberal, neoliberal, corporate Democrats were bad. Obama was bad. Hillary Clinton was bad. Bill Clinton was bad. They were all in cahoots. It was all, they are the establishment's faces, right? Them and the Republican Party, or as I call them, Republican Light. But what they did was they started Air America back in 2004 to try to capture people like me. And I used to listen to it. It was not anti-corporate Democrat. He was anti-corporate Republican. But what that did to me, and I think lots of other people who weren't as smart as some Democrats who realized, some Democrats must have realized that the Republican Party had subverted the Democratic Party. I didn't realize it. I didn't realize that the Clintons were brought in to move the party to the right. Right? I didn't realize that. I didn't even know about the crime bill. If you watched Air America, all you heard about was, mass incarceration is the fault of the Republicans. It's the fault of Ronald Reagan, which is true. But they would never, it's what you leave out when you do the news. And what they would leave out is, Bill Clinton's also got a crime bill. Guys like this idiot who's running for president now, dumbass vice president, jail them all. Don't ask why. Just jail them all. They're bad people. So, I didn't believe the Republicans. Right up through Obama, I would give the Clintons the benefit of the doubt. But at the same time, I was studying 9/11, and I learned all about all the banking scandals and everything, and we started to find out that there was stuff going on. The Arkansas Mafia, right, Little Rock Mafia, and I'd been studying the Kennedy assassination, and I understood how the right wing would use the mafia they'd have them work for different CIA and what have you. This goes all the way back to World War II, when we used the Italian mafia to work with us against the Germans in Italy in our campaign to run the Germans and the fascists out of Italy. God, if we'd only just stuck to that, huh? running out the fascists. Of course, then we'd have to commit suicide, right? We'd have to attack ourselves. Oh, it's such a pathetic situation. There is a good versus evil element to all this. I have no doubt about that. But it's not Democrat versus Republican. Because there's a whole lot of Republicans who absolutely agree with progressives. What it is it's progressives and, I don't know, teabaggers or something on whoever they are. Anyway, it's all of us against the establishment. And basically, I would say it probably comes down around money. But what I want to point out here is these people. Now, mainly my focus is going to be on TYT. I mean, don't waste your time with them. This guy, Katzenberg, he was active support of Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama. He was called Hollywood's premier political kingmaker and one of the Democratic Party's top fundraisers. In other words, he's the funnel that the corporate money goes through. This guy, this is TYT's version of it. It's like, hey, look, I'm Cenk Uygur and I got $20 million from the guy. and then he puts a progressive face on everything, but look at all of his stuff. It's all about Trump all the time. He's just become the replacement for Rachel Maddow. We knew Maddow was going down, right? Sooner or later, she was going to go down. She went down. She didn't go all the way down. And, I mean, this is just his way of getting a whole lot of money without having to go back and grovel on the ground in front of MSNBC that fired him and ruined him, tried to ruin him, but then he went on his own. And so everybody in TYT, except for this guy who's just a yes man, has left. So Jimmy Dore's got his own show. Other guys that were on there who were really the heart of the show, the people who we went to watch. Because this guy, it turns out, is just as fucking right-wing as he ever was. Now he's taking the money and we're screwed. As far as TYT goes. I mean, TYT is a joke now. As far as what happened here, listen.
Works Progress Administration of the New Deal helped to build or repair 2,500 hospitals, 2,500 sports arenas, 3,900 schools, 8,000 parks, 12,000 playgrounds, 124,000 bridges, and
on the line with us is Sam Smith. He's a journalist and editor with Progressive Review. That's ProRev, PROREV.com, the Progressive Review. Author of several books, and his Twitter is @ProRev. And fascinating piece, how the Koch brothers helped dismantle the Democratic Party. Sam, welcome to the program.
Well, thank you very much, Tom. Glad to be with you.
Thanks for joining us. So, how did the Koch brothers help dismantle the Democratic Party?
Well, this is a story. It sort of stunned me that you were interested in it, because I've been working on aspects of the story for over 20 years, and nobody's been interested. But if you go back all the way to 1988, there was a group that was formed called the Democratic Leadership Council.
This was Al Fromm's group, right? Al Fromm and Bill Clinton.
Right. And the idea was to move the Democratic Party to the right. And it worked with people like, at the same time, Pamela Harriman was having over nearly 100 meetings with people who paid $1,000 a head to come to them to discuss who the candidate should be in 1992. And she raised about $12 million. But meanwhile, the Democratic Leadership Council was working on aspects of how you make the Democratic Party more conservative. And what I didn't learn until earlier this year was that one of the people who had helped fund it in the early period was Koch Industries, with the Koch brothers. And this sort of stunned me, because while I expected some of the more conservative businesses that did both sides to do it, I thought that the Koch brothers were pretty firmly in the Republican camp.
So, if you don't know who Pamela Harriman is, and if you don't know who the Harrimans are, then Google them and find out about Harriman Bush, the partnership, the Wall Street partnership, because that's important, and it's important that you understand when you hear names. It's important that you learn how, I think it was Pamela Harriman, she must be 1,000,000 years old, but one of them married Winston Churchill. This is all, everybody's tied together. Everybody, and they're all tied together by one thing, and that's money, and lots of it. So that kind of says it all about where TYT's coming from. Now, what I was kind of alluding to here was how they used Air America, and you had people like Al Franken was on Air America. I mean, I love Al. He's, the Al Franken decade. We're still waiting for it, Al. Rachel Maddow was on there. And I loved to listen to it because it was just all about corruption. And I would pick up little bits of news about corruption, right? But they would always leave out the Democratic side. And Lionel's on RT now. He can be interesting, and Tom Hartman is just all these people, Randy Rhodes, they're all establishment Democrats. So be careful for them, right? All of these people named here. Tom Hartman, Randy Rhodes has got her own show back, but it's just on the internet. Mike Malloy. Mark Maron, now that's Cheech's son. He avoided jail, and that was really chicken shit, I thought, to let his father go to jail so that he could get out of jail. Really chicken shit. So I don't know about Mark Maron, man. Al Franken didn't do anything. He's a comedian. I mean, so what if he had him take a picture of him pretending to the hands were not touching the girl. It was just a joke. God, nobody can take a joke anymore. And I liked the work he was doing in the Senate, but it wasn't particularly progressive. And I don't know if he ever supported Bernie and universal health care and stuff. But watch out for all these people. Obviously Rachel Maddow, and just watch out for them. They're worthless. They're a waste of time. I think that's pretty much it, man. I just wanted you to understand, the game they're playing on us from a media standpoint. I wanted you to fully understand how they work. I mean, the last thing I'll say is they probably have the next Air America. It worked. It worked well. Kept people supporting Obama, kept people believing in the Clintons. It worked, and they probably I mean, sure, they've got MSNBC now, and they've got CNN, the Clinton News Network. So maybe they don't need an Air America. Maybe they don't. Anyway, this is Martin Drummond with Progressive News. I hope you learned something. See you next time.